Hi YouTube, this is Joe Calton with Calton Cutlery, and visit me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. So today we are going to shoot the fourth video in the Diamond Stone segment, or Diamond Stone series. First video was that, we're doing a whole new series and kind of what we're after. The second video was why mess around with diamond stones at all, especially when we have the Norton Crystalline Coarse Fine, and what an amazing stone that is. The third stone was on the DMT 325 grit stone. That stone has been my favorite stone for the last 15 years or so. I have done an awful lot of knives on that stone. Well, I don't know. There's been a lot of them, maybe 20 of them or so that I've bought over the years. And the problems I've been having with that stone, and that's led to this this series here. What we're doing is we're looking for a replacement for the DMT 325 because the quality control on that stone has just gone downhill over the last 5 or 6 years or so, and it's just getting bad enough now to where I have a hard time suggesting to somebody to spend their hard-earned money on a stone that has got so many problems right out of the box. So this is going to be our first stone that we're going to take a look at. Like I said, we're comparing all those stones against the DMT 325. So we're looking for stones in the 250 to 400-ish range. Some of these stones are combo stones, so we get an extra, not an extra fine, but an extra grit, on the back of them. And we do on this one. So this is an Eze-Lap. I do have a couple of Eze-Lap stones, mostly pocket stones, but I bought this one fresh off of Amazon or from the Eze-Lap store, one of the two. A couple of months ago when I decided to start doing this series. So it has been sitting, waiting patiently on one of the benches back there. Today we are going to crack this baby open, and we are going to put an edge on my my everyday carry knife. So this is a Eze-Lap diamond sharpener model DD6F / medium. So it's a combination stone. I guess that's like an anti-slip pad. That's the model number there. Says it's easy to use. Dual grit. Yeah. It's a little bit smaller stone than what I usually like. I usually like pretty much the biggest stone that you can get, just because I'm sharpening an awful lot of knives. And a lot of guys like sharpening as a hobby. To me, it's just another step. I mean, it's just another day at the office, right? So I mean, if I can cut sharpening times down by a minute or two to an edge, well, then that really adds up over the day. I mean, I'm not like super obsessed about speed and everything. I just like efficiency. All right, so this is a 400 grit stone and a 600 grit stone, and it is it's pretty coarse. It feels a lot coarser than 400 or 600 grit. So what we're going to do, you guys will get to hear the initial sound. This is my Benchmade 940 with one of my 1095 high carbon steel blades on it. I'm usually interested in the 400 grit the most, but this first couple of strokes here, listen really hard, because that's going to tell you how much trash is going to be on the top of this stone. Again, these diamond stones, they are a piece of steel. Well, this is a piece of plastic with a piece of steel glued to it, and then that steel, they probably spray some sort of a glue on that steel, and then they spray the diamonds on there. Then they probably shake it off. The diamonds that stick are the ones that you get. The diamonds that fall off, go into a hopper and probably get resprayed. So anytime you do that, you're going to get clumps of diamonds. That was a big sticking point with the DMT. And you're going to have diamonds that aren't adhered all the way. So that first couple of strokes will let you know, how bad it is. Okay, that's pretty, but it's even. I am not feeling any. Let's go with this razor blade here because it's about the same width. I am not. It's pretty. I'm not feeling any like big clumps of diamonds on there. I'm not seeing any either. I mean, we're not going to throw it up underneath the microscope to take a really close look at it, because we can kind of feel it, but you know, there's a couple of you know, that is really nice. There is nothing in there. There is nothing in there that I feel like I need to take a chisel and dig them out. Now they are very aggressive right now, right? But that's because they're brand new. But that is boy, that is really, really nice. I mean, that is what the DMTs used to feel like, you know, way back in the day. That's really, really nice. So now let's go ahead and bring this. We're going to go ahead and bring it up to a burr. Okay, we got a burr already. We got a burr already there. And the stone is smoothing out already. We'll move that burr over to the original side. Oh, I'm sorry guys, you can't see this. Move it back to that side. Now we'll do a couple of, we'll refine that burr, and I'm really lightening up on my pressure, but it's still cutting really nice. All right, now I'm just wiping them on my jeans. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but you just wipe it across your jeans and that'll get rid of a lot of that trash that's on there. Now, this might be a little bit rough on the micro bevel because the stone's still really, really sharp. I think we got it done. It's taking them a little bit better off one side than off the other, which that tells me that we've still got a little bit of a burr on there, but that is nice. I'm telling you, I bet you I sharpen a half a dozen or a dozen knives on that, and that will break in really nicely, and that'll be a really good stone. Let's since we're here, let's do the same thing on the fine side. Okay, the fine is a 600 grit. So listen real close for any like catches. So if it, I mean, you're gonna have some, but we're looking for something like really stops my hand, right? And of course there's some right off the bat. That feels pretty dang good too. Yeah, you know, you see how it's smoothing out considerably already? But there is not anything, there's not any big clumps in there that I think I need to dig out. So that's really, really nice. And I bought this stone off of Amazon, so it's not like, you know, they sent me a hand-picked set. So let's see how that fine side cuts. You guys hear that? Nice smooth cut. There's one spot right in there that's catching just a hair, but okay, so we should have that burr nice and refined. Now it's a 600 grit burr. So now we'll clean it off and see if we can do a micro bevel. I wouldn't be surprised if we can't do a micro bevel even on the fine side, just because that's not quite enough break-in time yet. Oh, and there's a little bit of trash on the edge there. So we'll just kind of we'll hit the edges a little bit harder. Because that's where, you know, the diamonds are coming off the edge there. So there can be some rough spots on that. But you got to do that on pretty much any regular stone also. Okay, so if our sharpening angle, so there's our blade grind, right? That right there is about the angle that I was sharpening on. So we're going to add another 10 to 15 degrees or so, and that's going to be where we're going to shear that burr off. Oh, that feels nice. And it's moving it and cutting it off at the same time. The whole idea with shearing the burr off and creating a micro bevel is that you just want to cut the burr off without creating a new one. You know, for a brand new stone, that is not doing bad at all. Oh, you guys can't see him. It's popping hairs off. I mean, it's not, I should say it's taking the hairs off. It's not really popping them yet because that stone isn't quite broke in yet at all. But let me tell you, fresh out of the box, right now I tell you I'd buy that over the DMT any day of the week. And that is just right out of the box, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stone and I'm going to leave it here on the bench, and tomorrow I'll probably come out here and sharpen up a couple of more knives on it and finish breaking it in, and then I'll put this in a pile of the new stones, and then over the next, you know, couple of weeks, couple of months, you know, I'll rotate through them and kind of see if I can't get a feel for them. Like I said, the DMTs, I used to buy a new one of those about once a year, okay? The last couple of years, I've been buying 2 or 3 of them a year, all right? Now, this is going to be a smaller stone. Let me grab one of the other ones. You know, I like buying the 8x3 DMTs, and this is a, what is that, a 6x2 maybe? It doesn't say it on the package. But we got a handy dandy, yeah, 2 inches by 6 inches. So it's a smaller stone, but if we don't have to go through there and dig out all the trash off of it, why then, you know, and it breaks in real nice like it looks like it's going to, well then that might actually outlast, you know, the larger stone that you'd have to, you know, accelerate the wear to get the thing to break in good. So far I'm really happy about this, and I'm not too sure, I want to say this was about the same price range as the DMT. So, you know, $50, $60, $70, something like that. But this one you do get 2 grits. Now a stone like this that's got they're calling a 400 grit a medium and a 600 grit a fine. The way you can work those is that while you're waiting for the stones to break in, that 600 grit is going to cut. That might be what you want to finish your edge off of for, you know, to start with. Since, I mean, they're just like fresh sandpaper, right? So fresh, you know, 400 grit sandpaper is going to cut more efficiently and deeper scratches than a, you know, worn out or a broke in piece of 400 grit sandpaper. Same thing with these diamond stones. So with a dual side like this, you might use your 400 grit side to shape and then your 600 grit side to finish until the 600 grit side kind of, you know, breaks in completely, and then the 400 grit side breaks in completely, and then I would probably just stay with the 400 grit side, just because I like a little bit more aggressive of an edge. So anyhow, so far I am really happy with this Eze-Lap, and that's just with a couple of minutes worth of break-in. I bet you, you know, sharpening a dozen knives on this or so, I bet you it'll settle in, and that will be one really nice stone. So I'm pretty happy with it so far, and no trash on there like the DMT had. So again, this is Joe Calton with Calton Cutlery. You can visit me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.